Hi everyone, welcome back to Godswill In Conversation. So what I wanted to talk to you about is what's your view on social media, the good and the bad of it,
Over COVID, what's my view on social media? There is good and there is bad, like you're saying.
Yeah.
Over COVID, I think over COVID for me, especially living alone, social media was an escape.
Okay.
And it was really good to sort of see what was going on with the rest of the world. I use it to keep in touch with my family and friends and around the world, but New Zealand, Australia. So it's good for keeping connections. But when you fall into the doom scrolling is what they call it, it was actually quite stressful because as you're doom scrolling through, you're seeing things like you're seeing that the world is chaos, especially over COVID.
Yeah.
You're seeing all the things that you're missing out on, and it's frustrating because you're also seeing thoughts and opinions of people that don't necessarily understand or know what's going on with this COVID situation. So they've got these suggestions on, how you should be healthier or what you should be doing or what medicines you should be using. And then there was also an element of everybody on social media was bettering themselves, and even I was guilty of this, posting things about bettering myself.
Yeah.
When in fact I wasn't really in a good place because COVID was happening, and I think even before the pandemic there was an element of only showing one side of yourself on social media and making people think that your life is perfect. So that when you don't talk about struggles like mental health struggles or fitness struggles or just general stress, it makes you feel isolated and alone because everybody else looks like it's just fantastic for them. So it's good because it keeps you connected with people and you can see how the world is, but it's bad because people are only showing one side of themselves and it makes you feel like Fitspo, fitness, really attractive people with the nice workout clothes that they're trying to sell, like doing the thing, but there's only snippets of it and they're not giving you advice. They're just saying, look at me, and you're going, oh, I could be that, I want to be that, so I can't be bad. So it's about, it's good because it gives you perspective on the world and current events and what's happening. It's bad because if you're not in the right mindset and you're not in a good place, it can make you feel bad about yourself.
Yeah, it can. Yeah, it can.
So you need you need to think of it like when you watch a movie or when you're flicking through TV channels.
Yeah.
You just think of it as it's just entertainment. It's not something that I'm supposed to aspire to be. I can just take inspiration from it, and I think so. That's more Instagram, but I recently got addicted to TikTok.
Okay.
Which I avoided for a long time because I knew that I was weary of it for those reasons. I don't want to feel worse about myself. I didn't want to get stuck into doom scrolling. But what I found with TikTok is you can find yourself as part of communities, and I'm doing like history and classics, and I'm seeking out creators. They just tell you random things about the world. Yeah. Nobody knows how eels procreate or anything like that. Like random facts, and I can get lost in that.
TikTok is quite educational.
I like it. I like it. But if you get something political, you just swipe through it. If you're not in the mood for it, you can swipe through it. But I think you learn some interesting perspectives, some interesting opinions, and then some random facts.
You do. Cool. Yeah, on TikTok, you do learn quite a lot.
But if you find yourself in the wrong part of TikTok, then it can be damaging. And so you need to take it with a grain of salt. And I think another thing I was doing was I was on it till like 2 o'clock in the morning.
Oh no.
Yeah, so I know, so I had to set a timer and stop myself. So you can get sucked in, you can pull yourself out and get sucked in, but it's beneficial and it has its pitfalls. I don't know, it's a very big topic to try and break it down, but
what's the one good thing that you can say they've come out of social media?
One good thing.
For the world?
It is that connection. So like I was saying before, with the sharing of perspectives. So one thing that I've learned more about is neurodivergency, which is ADHD and autism and people who are on the spectrum of neurodivergence. And this wasn't something that you talked about when I was growing up as a kid. This is something that and mental health awareness as well. These are things that because of social media, you can talk about your mental health journey. You can stop, you can instead of portraying my life is perfect, there's now a group of people and a community that are freely sharing their experiences with neurodivergency, like late diagnosis with ADHD, accessing social media and seeing that other people were struggling, but not being like, oh, everything's fine, but saying this is really difficult has been really helpful. So that social media has connected that together.
Okay. I do believe it has a positive part to it as well.
Yeah.
And what's the one negative that you drive from it? Like you said already, you know, people give you this part of their lifestyle. There's like everything's good, everything's fun, going out, having fun, drinking. So
I think it's the buying stuff, because that's the worst part. So you're flicking through like any of the social medias, and then they're like, "That's a great product. It's so cool," and you're like, "Oh, it's 2:00 in the morning. Okay," and then you buy it. It's rubbish. You end up spending all this money on stuff because you get an impulse to buy it, because you're like, "Oh man, live life. I mean, I'm doing nothing." And so I bought lots of things, and then and I was like, "Why have I bought this?" Because I saw it on the thing, and I just impulse bought it. So I mean, that's just random, and that's one of the negatives.
Of it.
I don't use it. I've been just donating those things now. Buy it, look at it, don't want it, donate it.
And donate it.
Waste my money.
What about dating apps?
What? Oh, dating apps.
Yeah.
Oh,
so tell me a little bit more about dating apps. Are you on any dating apps?
Am I on any? I used to be on a few, and then I got rid of Tinder because that was weird.
Yeah.
Tinder. Yeah, Tinder, because people just message you like, "Hey, hey, what are you up to? 3:00 in the morning, sleeping."
At 3:00 in the morning.
Yeah. Hey,
Oh,
what
wow.
are you up to? Oh, I'm sleeping. There we go. So Tinder was more of a like on-demand sort of swipey judgment game.
Yeah.
Hinge I am on, and it's a answer some questions, and it's more of a like the prompts that they have on the app. You answer questions, and if you're funny, I think you're funny, then I like. But and then I think there's a new one Thursday, which I haven't really used yet.
Okay.
Where you have to like meet people on a Thursday, but I'm busy on Thursdays because we have training,
Yeah.
and I'm tired, so I haven't really.
And you've got work.
Yeah, I've got work, but I get training, work, and then by the time we get to the evening, I want to go out.
Yeah.
So we're talking about apps, but I actually don't really. I mean, COVID meant that COVID meant that you weren't really dating because you didn't know, like, I don't know you. I don't want to meet up with you.
Yeah.
And we didn't have the vaccination at the time either, so it's just that wasn't a thing. It's called more like pen pals. You're like, hey, should we meet up? No, no, we shouldn't. Sorry.
Yeah.
Now we're coming out of the lockdowns and everything.
Yeah.
I suppose I should probably make an effort, but I'm not really. I think I'm just browsing. I don't really date yet.
Have you met people on the app that you thought, cool, but then when you met them in real life, there wasn't what Catfish?
Yeah. So even before the pandemic, there was I went on a date.
Yeah.
And I thought, and it was a 5'9", and that's fine. I don't mind height, but he said 5'9". He drank alcohol and like all the little token things, whatever. Met him. He was 5'1".
Yeah.
He didn't drink alcohol. And there's a few other things where I was like, oh, this isn't really adding up. I don't think you say you are. So I even took out his profile. I was like, you said these things. And he went, oh, no, I'm not those things. So I left. I just left.
Oh, wow. You just walked out?
Yeah, because he lied. That's weird. That's weird. Don't you think
I guess
weird?
so. That is weird. Yeah.
I mean, you're going to meet them. Why
that.
would you ask a person to let's go on a date together? I've lied to you completely.
Yeah.
But you'll never catch me out.
Yeah. That is.
What about you? Have you?
I've been on Hinge.
Yeah.
And that was a while ago.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't really, get much into it. I didn't really get into it because you would have to message people back, and I would forget. And I didn't really get into it. So
it's like Bumble. Yeah. You're supposed to message within 24 hours.
Yeah, Bumble as well.
I forget that I have the app at all, and so a month later I'm like, oh crap.
Yeah,
like,
I literally forget.
Yeah.
And so for me, I've always been used to, being able to like go up to people and speak to them. I'm not afraid to do that.
Same.
I could go up to people and speak to them. Being young, growing up in South London, one of the things that we had was, you went after a girl, you spoke to her, you gave her compliments, and then she gave you her number.
Yeah.
Or she said no, that's fine.
Yeah. But I think the apps are like a pre-build-up, so that in-person thing is kind of what you're doing after you've done the talking on the Tinder. Yeah. So with dating apps, we've got this whole thing you have to do.
Yeah.
But because, I was talking to my friends about this, because you've got so much choice,
yeah.
because you're able to, instead of walking physically around and be like, oh, that looks a nice person, oh, I'll have a conversation with you at the bar.
Yeah.
You've got thousands of people all sitting at the bar and you're going through them really quickly.
Yes.
You've got too much variety, too much choice in the palm of your hand that you're actually like, you decide, oh, I can't be bothered, I'm just gonna.
Yeah, makes sense.
You're trying to choose somebody to approach.
Yeah.
But you kind of like, oh, this one, maybe that one, oh, that one, or this one. Whereas when you're in a bar and there's only one person standing at that bar, you don't have to go, which one am I choosing? Like, and so I think in person, I'm way better at in person because
I would think so as well. I would think so as well.
You get more words in and less typing. Yeah. Dating apps have a positive element, especially during COVID with the whole, are you vaccinated? Are you careful? You know, do you believe in masks? Yeah. Those kind of things. You can work those things out as well and suss out that person.
Suss out the person
but
as well.
Safe. Be safe.
Okay.
Yeah. Also, I mean, when you do dating apps and you share your location, you go, I'm going on a date. I'll share my live location with my friends. Yeah. I'm like, this is where I'm at. This is what my plan is. Okay. This is what I'm doing. You send them the screenshots of the person's profile. Like, that's the person. If you can't find me, you're going to find that person. So you can be safe in that sense too.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. And have you... I remember you telling me that you went on a date once and the guy, said some stuff and then you basically just walked off.
Randomly,
yeah. What was that like?
That sounds like I do that all the time. So this was a Tinder date. It was, but it was back in 2014.
14? Wasn't that when Tinder first came out?
Yeah. It was like a new thing.
Yeah.
And he was racist. He was a very racist person that was saying derogatory things about all sorts of people. And I had just met him.
Yes.
We were playing pool. He was saying things that weren't really making any sense though. They were, let's be honest, he was just racist. And he was talking about immigrants. But hilariously, I'm an immigrant. Like I'm on a visa, but at the time I was on a working holiday visa. I was working 3-4 jobs in different fish and chip shop, waitressing, all sorts. Yeah. And he had a lot of opinions on how there's too many immigrants in this country, which then was an alarm bell for me to stay away from him. Like, because he kept trying to come up to me and be all touchy-feely. I was like, I'm not really liking this. So I stayed on the opposite side, let the game finish, and then I said, I'm done, I'm going home now. He then walked me to the bus stop to see me off. He wanted to walk me home. No, not walking me home. Yeah. And then we walked me to the bus stop. He went to kiss me, and I ducked. And he went, what are you doing? And I went, what are you doing? And he went, I'm trying to kiss you. And I went, oh, okay, which he thought meant okay. No, he tried again. I ducked. Yes. I literally just went like that. And then I jumped on the bus and I told the bus driver to close the doors. Yeah. And the bus driver immediately closed the doors and drove off with me in the bus and left all the other people waiting for their bus. Oh, wow. So that bus driver was amazing. Yes. Because this guy was not a very nice person. I didn't really take the signals of, no, I don't want to kiss you. And then he messaged me afterwards and he said, I'm looking for a wife, not a friend. You wasted my time. Oh, wow. He said that? Yeah, which was fine. I just block it all. Unmatched and blocked it all. But it was a weird one. So, oh, wow. Yeah. And during the date, was he trying to be touchy-feely with you? Yeah. And do you find that comfortable, when you first meet a guy on a date and then they're touchy-feely with you? It's about reading signals. So if you're getting along and you're having a good conversation and you're a doctor and you get closer and closer, it's about doing the signals where you can start and then I can give the signal of yes, that's fine, you can do that, or even straight out asking. But no, the signals I was giving and the fact that I was staying as far away from him as I could the entire time and he wasn't reading any of it. No. If he can't read me and I'm going, that's just don't. Then, that's uncomfortable. If you're trying to get to know each other and getting closer to each other, it's all about communication. So if you're communicating right, then it's comfortable. Cool. If you're not communicating right, then it's uncomfortable. Okay. That's about that. All right. I'm trying to think of all the other bad dates that I've been on.